Welcome to my channel. The Eilean Lighthouse Mystery. It was December 26, 1900s, when a small ship was making its way to the Flagon Islands in the remote Outer Hebrides, England. Its destination was the lighthouse at Eilean, where it was only inhabited by the lighthouse keepers. The island of Eilean is part of the Flannan Isles, a small cluster of islands that are situated about 65 miles northwest of Scotland, England. The ship at the time was carrying Joseph Moore, the replacement lighthouse keeper. The ship reached the landing platform to the island, but there was no body waiting there. The captain was very surprised not to see anyone waiting for their arrival, and he blew his horn to attract attention. When this failed, he sent up a flare to try and attract the keeper's attention. Again this failed, and no body arrived to meet them. Joseph Moore decided to row ashore and make his way up the steep set of steps which led to the lighthouse. Reports have claimed that Joseph, while making his way to the lighthouse, had an overwhelming sense that something was wrong. Once he reached the lighthouse, he immediately noticed that something wasn't right. The door to the lighthouse had been left unlocked, and in the entrance hall, 2 of the 3 oilskinned coats were missing. He made his way into the lighthouse, and when he entered the kitchen area, he noticed half-eaten food left on the table, as well as an overturned chair. It seemed that the keepers had left in a hurry, but where were they? Joseph continued his search, but with no luck. He found no signs of the missing lighthouse keepers. Joseph quickly made his way back to the ship and informed the captain of the situation. Captain Harvey decided to contact the mainland and inform them at what had been found. A few days later, Robert Muirhead departed for the island to investigate further. On arrival, he found nothing more than what had already been reported. However, he found strange entries in the keeper's log. On December 12, Thomas Marshall had wrote of severe winds, the likes of which he had never seen before. Thomas also wrote that he had noticed James Ducat, the principal lighthouse keeper, had been very quiet, and William MacArthur had been seen crying. Why had William MacArthur been crying about a storm? It seemed strange. After all, storms were frequent in the area and it was nothing out of the ordinary. The log entry for December 13 stated that the storm was raging and that all 3 men had been praying. But the question is why? The lighthouse was 150 feet above sea level, and they were completely safe in the lighthouse. What had made the 3 men nervous? Only the missing lighthouse keepers could answer this question. What was also strange at the time was that there had not been any reported storms in the area for the 12th, 13th, and December 14th. The weather had been calm, and no storm was set to hit the area until the 17th. Had this storm arrived earlier than expected? Down on the landing platform, the investigator found ropes strewn over the rocks. These ropes were normally held in a crate 70 feet above the platform. Had the keepers been dealing with this situation and been washed out to sea in the apparent raging storm? The investigator thought that this was the most likely explanation to where they had gone, and he put this into his official report. However, a lot of people were left unconvinced of this theory. After all, where were the bodies? Surely these would have been washed up somewhere. Another question was, why had one of the men gone out with no coat on? It was December, and would have been bitterly cold at the time. 2 of the men had managed to get their coats on, so why hadn't he? Subsequent lighthouse keepers which were sent to Eilean often reported hearing strange voices. How true this is, remains unclear. However, over the years, there have been many theories on the subject. Some could be true, while others are just strange and seem unlikely. There has even been suggestions that they were taken by aliens. We will never really know what happened to the 3 lighthouse keepers. No bodies have ever been discovered, and only the lighthouse keepers themselves can shed light onto what happened on Eilean. To this day, it remains a mystery. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel to view other content.